So away in heat 2 of the men's K1 500 metre. And Mitch Tanlin from Bayswater out well, as was Vesley from New South Wales. Woodhouse also from the Sunshine Coast, getting out and away early as these paddlers start to find their rhythm. Early stages of this K1 500 metre race. So Woodhouse in lane 9, out to a good start. Sean Rice as well. Vesley looking like he may just be up with the leaders. Rice, though, it may be in the lead at the 200. So it looks like Vesley and Rice looking good at the moment. Tamblin working hard, trying to stay with them. But Sean Rice and Vesley. Now Tamblin starts to make his move. The West Australian in lane 3 from the Bayswater Club. Mitch Tamblin now chasing hard. Looks like he might have Vesley in his sights. Rice continuing to work hard as well. Aiden Hand across in lane 2, but it looks like it's going to be Tamblin's going to take out this one. So the first 3 through to the final, and it will be Tamblin in first place. Sean Rice second, and Zico Vesley crossing in third, just ahead of Aiden Hand. And then Woodhouse, Gray, Cornwall as well. But a nice finish by Mitch Tamblin from Western Australia. Brought it home strong. Sean Rice getting away really quickly, very early. But Tamblin it was, taking line honours in heat 2 of the men's K1 500 metre 21 and under race. Those top 3 through to the final.
That was good racing.
Yeah, it was good.
Under 21 boys.
Yeah.
Was it top 3 through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That Tamblin come home. Went Sam, he's fine.
Spills.
Freddo Frog. Scott, do you want it?
Oh, nice. No, I'm good, thank you.
I just feel like a little bit of chocolate.
Yeah, that Lamington was good.
boat 2. Just wanted to let you know, race 50, Daphne Bradley, has arrived without a number. Thank you. Does she has a large jacket on? Yes, she does.
Alright, how'd the chocolate frog go, mate?
Yeah, I ended up getting the full.
Got you a bit of energy?
Yeah,
Good.
I'm going to end up fat after this week, I reckon, just eating.
That's alright.
Yeah.
Alright. We have some...
Did you get in?
We got some action.
Did you get into the
Yep.
profiles?
We're there.
How did you get in?
Oh, it was a pain. It's got Paul to send me the proper link.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right.
So that's all good.
Alright.
So he sent me the proper link. And we've created a little spreadsheet. And we have Daph coming up. Daphne Bradley, better known as Daph.
Yep.
Her sporting hero is her dad.
Oh, classic.
Love it. Under 12, she's the only one in it. Direct final.
Oh, yes.
So we've got a bit to talk about for her. Yeah, this is it. Which is good. Biggest achievement was Nationals last year.
Yep.
Fair enough. She's working on her rotation.
Oh, that's good.
Started paddling when she was 8.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Shit.
She likes marathon. She's into crafting and swimming. That's cool.
Yeah, great.
That's good. And Lisa Carrington, Elise Wood, and Curtis McGrath. Heroes.
Oh, heroes.
That's pretty cool.
So that link.
Well,
then-
biggest influence.
So that link, can you email me?
Oh,
that
sorry,
link,
mate. Of
please?
course. Okay. Let's have a look here. So your email is.
Nicolas.com.
Got. Oh, you sent me that once. There we go.
do they vary where they hold the Australian Championships, or they generally always here?
Here or Perth.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, of course. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. We have had them in Adelaide as well.
Yeah, righto.
So hopefully we get a good course up in
Queensland.
out of the Olympics, which would be great.
That would be good. Yeah.
But it's still quite a small sport. You know, what have we got, 235 or something here competing,
Yeah, okay.
which is not huge numbers.
Yeah.
Compared to rowing, which has got nationals next week out in Tasman.
Yeah.
Chris was just saying there's over 2,000.
Really? God. I would have thought there'd be more paddlers than rowers, just because rowing is such a logistically difficult
I know.
thing.
It's huge.
Wow.
You come here for nationals, and so I've been to a couple of rowing nationals with my business,
Yep.
and I wasn't sure how it was all going to be. Oh my gosh! Like, it is all spectators are not allowed here. It's so busy. Spectators are all on that side.
Really?
So they're all lined up.
Wow.
They pay $10 a car load.
Yeah, righto.
And that entire middle section of grass
Yeah.
here is full of trailers,
Yeah.
and tents are not allowed here on this section because that's where the blue tent and the white tents and all that sort of stuff is. So the schools are all on grass down that
Yeah,
way.
okay.
They go all the way down.
Wow.
And this is like VIP area.
Wow.
It's
Amazing. Yeah, okay. Jeez.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I
blows me away.
yeah, I find that really hard to believe. Wow. Because it's such a I mean, a lot of sports like that. It's such a big commitment on the parents' point of view to get kids to training and then with gear and stuff. But I just thought
It's all the private schools.
yeah, that's true.
So they've all got rowing sheds.
Yeah.
You know, they're just part of the school makeup.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And they all turn up in big buses.
Yeah, and it's easy. Yeah,
Private
but the
school.
school thing is massive, isn't it? Yeah, all private schools are big in rowing.
Yeah.
In every state, they all love it.
Yeah.
And heading into the 200 metre mark, we have the women's 12 and under K1 500 metre final. And from the Goldfields, we have Daphne Bradley, or better known as Daff, powering down the course all by herself. But that doesn't matter. She's having a go, and she's there for a win in this race.
She's absolutely flying. That's a long way for under 12 to paddle 500 metres, and she's flying, looking very, very good, getting plenty of support from the crowd as well, as she should. Daphne Bradley in the women's 12 and under K1 500.
And her dad, of course, is her sporting hero, so I'm sure he's up in the stands cheering her on, making sure she's coming home strong. And she's grabbing that water nicely. Good job, Daff. Like what we're seeing here.
Well, 10 metres to go, and Daphne Bradley crossing the line for the women's 12 and under K1 500 metres direct final. She looks pretty comfortable at the end of it too. So a nice good hit out for Daphne Bradley.
So that takes us to the B final, Mick, of the women's 18 and under K1 500. In lane 1 from West Lakes, Alicia Burrows. Lane 2 from West Lakes, Jasmine Stute. Anthea Tan from Fairfield in lane 3. Tess Lever, Manly Warringah in lane 4, with her teammate in lane 5, Albie McGuinness. Lane 6 from Onkaparinga, Onkas, Lily Burgess. Emily Dooney from Sydney Northern Beaches in 7. Harper Lovett from Mackay in lane 8, and rounding out the field in lane 9, Olivia Marr. So as the athletes line up for this women's K1 500 18B final, we can have a look here at Harper Lovett from Mackay. So recently with Sydney Northern Beaches, so has moved down to the Mackay area and is now paddling for that group. Had some very good performances throughout the year, but her highlight was Asia Pacific in 2024.
So away in the women's 18 and under K1 500B final. All the way pretty cleanly to Olivia Marr from Fairfield, as Abby McInnes from Manly and her teammate Tess Lever as well.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if it's not coming from the middle lanes, the winners 1, 2 and 3 for this B final. Would have been seeded from the semis and the heats. And looks like to me Albie is taking a slight lead. Yeah, Albie in lane 5, being challenged on her outside by Lily Burgess and Emily Dooney though. All on this side actually. Harper Lovett in lane 8, like what I'm seeing there. She's shown a good first 250, and Olivia Marr also did the same thing in the semis, was very good in that first 250.
Yeah, not much separating Lovett, Dooney, Burgess, and in fact McInnes. Pretty even right across Lever as well, and Tan.
The whole field could put a blanket across them, draw a line across the front. But I like that boat of Albie McInnes. McInnes has got a great looking boat and she's paddling strong.
Yeah, McInnes looks like she might have a quarter of a boat length just ahead of Lever and also Burgess. Very, very tight. Dooney as well, not giving up.
Albie McInnes has led from start to finish, but they're starting to come over the top. Lever is coming over the top. Tan is coming over the top. Lever and McInnes. It's Lever. Lever is just edging her out. McInnes is fighting back. This is a tight one. Oh, it is tight. I'm going to give that one to McInnes just over Lever, but boy, it could go either way.
I would have given to Lever just over McInnes. That's how tight it was.
Oh, I better put my glasses on.
Big finish from Tan as well. But McInnes took it out hard. But just, yeah, some great racing. Lever may have just got it right at the very end. Scott Dunbar, the coach, would be pretty happy no matter which way the judges call it. Two of his charges.
Big Scotty Dunbar, 1 and 2. Very nice work. Of course, Albie McInnes coming across from Sydney Northern Beaches this season to Manly Warringah. Always been a strong paddler. I'm looking forward to the results on this one.
And if that's an indication of the closeness of the racing that we've got coming up, we're set for a fairly good afternoon. The next one will be the A final of that women's 18 and under K1 500. And we talk about dominant clubs, Bayswater with 5 of the 9 in this race. So in lane 1 from Bayswater, Adelaide Hilton. In 2 from Bayswater, Taya Cassidy. In 3 from Bayswater, Claudia Ketteringham. In 4 from Bayswater, Stella Dark. 5 from Sydney's Northern Beaches, Olivia Clues. 6 from Avoca, Emily Rose. 7 from Bayswater, Zoe Moore. 8 from Currumbin Creek, Bianca Raywood. And 9 from Mackay, Eden Sikora.
Not a bad effort. WA, strong contingent have come over. I'm going to be really looking forward to the Bayswater point score at the end of the day, see where they're at. They've certainly dominated very, very strongly in these junior races. But Olivia Clues for mine, she's been a great paddler for a couple of seasons. Great surf paddler. And they're racing cleanly. Clues has had a fantastic start. She wants to dominate this. She did it in GP2. She was a good 2 boat lengths in front of everyone at GP2. The Bayswater girls are all going to be hot on her heels, but so is Emily Rose from Avoca. So, yeah, just like that B final, it's going to be a blanket finish.
Zoe Moore looks to have got away well. One of the 5 Bayswater paddlers in this race. Rose, though, again keeping her honest, and Clues, as you mentioned, Scott, off to a good start in the middle of the field there.
I'm going to be interested to see if Clues can get under the 2-minute mark. Not sure if the conditions are going to give her that opportunity, but she's nudging closer and closer to 2 minutes, and it's a bit of a barrier. Get under that 2 minutes is very, very good. There's been a number of female under 18 paddlers throughout the years who have been able to do that. Not very often, but it does happen. Let's see what Olivia can throw up. Looks like she hasn't got it her own way, but she's certainly comfortable. There's a boat length lead over everyone.
Yep, so Clues in the lead. Zoe Moore and Emily Rose not far off up, but it is all Olivia Clues as we hit into the second half of this race. The battle for the minors is where the interest is going to be, but it will be Olivia Clues in the lead. Zoe Moore possibly hanging on to second there. Emily Rose in third. Then across you've got Ketteringham as well being pushed by Cassidy. But it's going to be Clues. She will take out the women's 18 and under K1 final quite comfortably. But second, third, fourth and fifth, nothing separating them.
Dominating. This is 2 heading towards 3 boat lengths for Clues. She's a class above the rest of the field. Clues for 1. Emily Rose for 2. And here in lane 7, Bayswater, Zoe Moore. Nice work, ladies. Very close finish for that second, third place getting. So well done, Emily Rose second, Zoe Moore third. Well and truly led home though by Olivia Clues,
Yeah,
Sydney Northern Beaches.
Really dominant paddle there by Olivia Clues, as you mentioned. Probably 2 boat lengths in the end, and that's how far. Second, third, fourth and fifth, nothing separating them. But Olivia Clues really in a class of her own, taking out that women's 18 and under K1 500 metre A final.
I wonder who's going to have bragging rights between the Clues siblings, Olivia or Bailey. Bailey's been a great paddler for a while. I think maybe Olivia might be taking it at the moment.
Yeah, based on that performance, I think she's got them at the moment. That was quite an incredible performance by Olivia Clues. So well done to her and Coach Jake Michael taking out the Australian Championships, women's 18 and under K1 500.
And more medals up for grabs, Mick. Women's 16 and under K2 500. Another quality field here, led out by lane number 1, Gold Coast, Smith, Miller and Moody. Lane 2 from Swan, Newport and Barbie. Lane 3, Fairfield, Osborne and Chan. Lane 4, Mansa and Kipax. They're my bet for this race. They're very, very good and are really going to throw it down to the Fairfield Composite crew of Dunbar and new crew, Dunbar and you. They certainly had a good hit out in the heat, went straight through to the final. Lane 6, another Fairfield, so it's a bit like the Bayswater in the last one. Fairfield are dominating this women's under 16. Wall and Murphy, Avoca, Pegram and Pegram, all the way up from the north coast of New South Wales, and Fairfield Composite, Jarvis and Wallace. So another 5 teams from Fairfield or Fairfield Composite. Very strong for K2s. You know, it's almost 10 paddlers.
Yeah,
not quite because they're composites, but almost 10 paddlers from Fairfield in this race.
Yeah, great show of the depth of that club.
Yep.
And it is great as the day goes on, just looking at just how dominant some of these clubs are. We've seen it with Bayswater, seeing it there with Fairfield, then coming up solid with Currumbin Creek as well, and obviously the Sydney Northern Beaches. So it's great as the day progresses just to see these clubs with so much depth and so much quality.
And you have to thank the coaches for that. You know, they're the leaders of those groups. They're the ones who bring the kids to the club, who keep the kids at the club and show them the pathway and develop them all the way through. So impressive group of volunteer coaches generally.
And retention, such a big issue in all sports. So it is great that paddling is staying so strong and keeping all these kids involved.
Yeah, it's a brutal sport. It's not for the faint-hearted.
So away in the final of the women's 16 and under K2 500.
Thank you, boat
And it looked
control.
like the Fairfield composite team of Dunbar and you getting away early. Also Mia Wall and Maya Murphy from Fairfield also out cleanly. And on this short side here, Fairfield composite, Emma Jarvis and Isabella Wallace also getting away to a good start. But it looks like Dunbar and you, the Fairfield composite in that pink boat out in the middle.
Maybe it's the boat colour.
Could be.
Let's give it to, I'm sure it's the paddlers. Dunbar, she's a little troublemaker. You, I believe, is just a very good, clean paddler, but Dunbar's a troublemaker, and she is a killer when she gets on the water. So I'm sure they're going to work very, very hard, and they are. They're leading this race. But Kipax and Mansa on their left side, and the other Fairfield pairing of Osborne and Yang are not letting get their own way. They're certainly challenging and pushing.
So at the moment it is Hayley Dunbar and Jessie Yu, the Fairfield composite team, in the lead, but pushing them, that Mansa and Kipax team. It's going to be a great finish.
Yeah, who's going to have the legs? Dunbar's starting to wind it up now. Dunbar is winding it up in the front of that pink boat.
And you can't discount the Pegrams either, coming up here in lane 8. A strong finish from them.
The twins from Avoca.
Looks like it's going to be Dunbar and you though, but being pushed all the way by
challenged.
Mansa and Kipax. The chase is now coming. Can Osborne and Yang, Dunbar and you, can they hang on? I think they might. Dunbar and you, the Fairfield
Half a
composite,
boat length.
they're going to take it ahead of Mansa and Kipax. And then it will be Osborne and Yang in third place. The Pegrams just crossed 9 in fourth. And then the Swan team of Nearvort and Barbie in fifth place.
So a gold medal there for Jessie Yu and Hayley Dunbar. Silver for Kipax and Mansa. And the other Fairfield team of Yang and Osborne in for bronze.
Boat control, race 53, boats 4, 5, 6 and 8 please, 4, 5, 6, 8.
And the action keeps coming. Under 18 men's K2 500. Mick, I'm going to be interested to see who you're putting your money on this one. For mine, it's going to be Cornwell and Elsa in the middle. But you know, Dykeman and Messenger here in lane 3, you just never know what might happen. And of course, we shouldn't be discounting, which I almost did, Aidan Hall and Flynn Whelan from Holdfast Bay Composite, actually the dominant crew in this group, who challenged the senior men at GP2.
Yeah, well, they were going to be my tip with that Holdfast composite team. As you mentioned, Aidan Hall and Flynn Whelan paddled really well together, which is the secret of working as a K2. Just that combination you can get with the timing. I do like the way they paddle together, so they'd be mine. But obviously Cornwell and Eels and Diekman and Messenger are going to be hard to beat. But for me, I'm liking this Holdfast Bay composite team.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to drag their outside lane 6, the Avoca crew of Drobot and Montgomery. Will they drag them out with them? Because they've got a strong finish and it just might give Drobot and Montgomery an opportunity to jag a medal.
And you can't discount some of these outliers. The Dickinson-Riddington pair from the Sydney Northern Beaches.
Well, there's a good name there in Riddington, got some pedigree coming from surf, and Dickinson's been paddling quite well this season. and they're racing. There was a little bit of argy-bargy just before the start. There was some in and some out, some nervous boys. They know they're fighting here for a national title under 18 men's K2 500. It's fast and it's furious. But you called it, Mick, the boys from Adelaide, they had a ripper of a start.
Yeah, Hall and Whelan got away really, really well off the start, chased by Drobert and Montgomery on that green boat, but it was the Holdfast Bay composite team, Aidan Hall and Flynn Whelan, that got away really quickly off the start, giving themselves the best chance in this race. It is the final of the men's 18 and under K2 500.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to have the speed or the endurance to keep up with that pair. But the minor placing is going to be very, very interesting. And you can see here the boys have got a boat length already. The Adelaide boys have got a boat length over Drobot and Montgomery. And on this far side here, the Manly Warringah pair of Mako and Thornswaite are going very nicely.
So it is going to be Holdfast Bay composite team, Hall and Whelan, showing their dominance in this men's 18 and under K2 500 final. Once again, it's going to be the battle for the minor placings. So it's going to be Holdfast Bay in the lead, no problem at all. Avoca finishing strongly, as is Manly Warringah composite. I think it might be the Manly Warringah team are going to pick up second, but Avoca pushing hard in this final moments, Drobot and Montgomery, but it's going to be Holdfast Bay will take it.
Queensland composite, Avoca for third. Looks like the Avoca composite for fifth. The other paddle, Queensland Direct composite for sixth. But yeah, some good racing there. The Manly Warringah, like you said, in for second spot, I think.
Yep, second spot for Manly Warringah, and then the Avoca boys
in third. And Holdfast Bay composite in first. Another national medal there, boys. Well done.
And just as we saw earlier, it's quite amazing just how dominant that Holdfast Bay team was. It's a quality field, and for them to win it as comfortably as they did, they'd be very, very happy. Luke Hannaford, the coach, would be ecstatic with the result of that. The Holdfast Bay composite team, Aidan Hall and Flynn Whelan, Australian champions in the men's 18 and under K2 500.
Huge potential in that Holdfast Bay area out of South Australia. I was talking to their coach Luke earlier today, and they actually draw from very strong surf clubs. So Seacliff, Grange, Glenelg, Henley Beach can come from there if they need to. But certainly that Seacliff, Glenelg and Grange clubs can draw, feed into the Holdfast Bay, and there's a number of good paddlers and some very good coaches who can feed into Holdfast Bay, and I think this is maybe the start of a resurgence for that club, that Holdfast Bay club, and could become a super club.
It's amazing just that success is like a magnet. They start to get some success, then everyone wants to go and paddle there because they know they're doing something right, and it's great to see when you get these clubs doing so well, setting a standard that everyone wants to be part of.
But we move on to the men's 16 and under K1 500 B final. So really strong. The 18 boys and girls and the 16 boys and girls have been very, very strong throughout the heats. 4 heats of each. Great to see those big, strong numbers. And this quality B final is going to be interesting to watch. Sunshine Coast in lane 1 with Connor Ritchie's. Hayden Lano from Wynnum Redlands in lane 2. Brody Fu, Avoca Beach, or Avoca in lane 3. Sydney Northern Beaches in lane 4. Finlay McLennan. Noah Kelland from Bayswater, lane 5. Cooper Alt from Fairfield in 6. Jasper Hunter from Avoca in 7. Canning River in lane 8 with Bo Jacob. And in lane 9, rounding out the field from Mackay, Finn Island.
So away, Cooper Alt off to a flyer in lane 6 from Fairfield. Getting away really early. Finlay McLennan having to chase him. A great start there by Cooper Alt from Fairfield. Noah Cullen there as well from the Bayswater Club.
And Noah's only been paddling for this season. This is his first nationals. So going all right for a young fella.
So this is the men's 16 under K1 500 B final. And Cooper Alt, he looks like he's got an early lead in this race. Finn Island from Mackay, also paddling strongly. Bo Jacob there from Canning River in lane 8. But Cooper Alt, it looks like he is set an early pace in this race as they approach the 200 metre mark. Certainly at the pointy end of the V as the paddlers either side of him try to stay with him. Finlay McLennan from Sydney Northern Beaches pushing hard. But it's definitely Cooper Alt in the lead at the 200 metre mark with 200 to go.
Yeah, he's got a boat length over Bayswater, Noah Kelland, and on his outside, Jasper Hunter. Jasper's got a pretty specky looking boat too. So it's important to have a good looking boat.
Big chase coming from Brodie Frew and Hayden Lano on those outside lanes. Really starting to put the pressure on.
Love it, Broads. Looking strong. But tell you who is looking strong is Cooper Alt. He's had it from start to finish, Mick. He's going to take it the whole way.
Been a great back half though by Brodie Frew. He's paddled himself up into second place. Noah Callan will hang on for third, but it's going to be Cooper Alt first. Frew second. And a great finish there by Callan. Once again, tight racing.
Close. But I think you made the right call. I think you might be needed down on the finish line, Mick. The way you're making these calls, I'm impressed.
It's all about the angles.
That's if we get a knock on the window to say who won that, we'll know that you really got it nailed.
And that takes us to the next race, the A final of the men's 16 and under K1 500. In lane 1 from Currumbin Creek, Dane Rayward. In 2 from Swan, Alistair Marsden. 3 from Currumbin Creek, Asa Poland. In 4 from Bayswater, Orlando Fonseca had a great win in his semi-final. 5 Currumbin Creek, Riley Scott. In 6 from Fairfield, Axel Tan. 7 from Avoca, Tor Mansa. From 8 in Sunshine Coast, Taj Purcell. And lane 9 from Swan, Alexander Small. So a lot of good paddlers in good form in this A final for the men's 16 and under K1 500. It should be a beauty. Riley Scott and Orlando Fonseca setting the standard in their semi-finals.
Yeah, I like the look of both of those boys, and you know, Riley Scott, he's got some big goals. He really wants to make the 28 or the 32 Olympics. He's got that set in his sights. He was recruited from a kayaking program in high school. So he's been identified as a talent, clearly loves the sport, is enjoying it, and is driven to achieve.
Yeah, and just great to have that carrot of that home Olympics in 32. If he misses out on 28, 32, just around the corner.
He hates recognition too. So let's not put the mockers on him, and maybe we'll focus on someone else.
So they are away, and all the way pretty clean. Fonseca gets away well, but so does Riley Scott. I think Scott might have actually got the jump on Fonseca in this men's 16 and under K1 500 A final.
Yeah, Scott seemed to have the form through the heats, didn't he? He looked very dominant straight through to the final. But we know that Fonseca is also a quality paddler from WA. So coached by Andrew Crothers, who another great coach over there, Bayswater. Another Bayswater. What is it over there?
Something in the water over there.
Yeah, there is indeed. But it is quite an even field from this side. So I like Alexander Small from Swan. He is looking quite lively. Tormancer from Avoca is up there as well, giving them a push.
Axel Tan as well from Fairfield. It's pretty tight. Scott, I think, has got the narrow lead at the moment as they hit with 200 metres to go. But not a lot separating. Fonseca really sticking close.
Yeah, Fonseca, Scott and Tan. Very good racing.
And Small again on this outside lane in lane 9. Looks like he's got the wheel behind him. He's
Good
flying. You can hear the crowd getting behind him. Riley Scott in the lead from Currumbin Creek at the moment. Orlando Fonseca from Bayswater right on his tail. These lead paddlers, plenty on offer. It's a gold medal. Men's 16 under, K1 500. Scott and Fonseca approaching the finish line. Scott may just be in front of Fonseca. Fonseca digs deep. Can he pin him back? I don't know if he can. I think Scott's going to take it. Riley Scott will win it. Orlando Fonseca in second place.
Tan in third. Manser in fourth. And over here in lane 9, Small in fifth. Very close for 6. Raywood, Marsden and Poland coming across the line for 6. Great racing, quality under 16 boys racing.
They were pretty spent at the end of it too, as they should. Great race by Axel Tan to pick up the bronze medal, but Riley Scott just got away well early and just hung on to that lead. Fonseca tried to chase him down, but just couldn't quite get him. So a great victory for Riley Scott and coach Dave Smith, taking out the gold medal in the men's 16 and under K1 500A final.
And more finals. Under 14 men's K1 500 this time. Another great lineup here. Big contingent from Currumbin Creek. Coa Brody in lane 1. Killian Quigley in lane 2. Caden Lee from Mackay in 3. Alexander Lyons, he rated the house down, looked big and strong from Onkaparinga in 4 through the heats. Swan in 5 with Hugo Marsden. Manly Warringah, Cameron Briggs in 6. Joel Maritz from Currumbin Creek in 7. Hugo Dooney from Manly Warringah in 8. And Jason Ness from West Lakes in 9. Boys are edging up slowly.
Another great experience for these young competitors just to get to feel the pressure of an Australian Championships final at such a young age. Pressure often brings some of the best undone, so it's great for these young kids to get the experience of racing with so much at stake at such a young age.
Yeah, there's been many an Olympic champion come to their first nationals and fall in at the start. So, not unusual.
Yep.
Lockie Tames talking about you.
So away in the men's 14 and under K1 500 final. Alexander Lyons from Onkaparinga getting away well, as did Hugo Marsden from Swan. And it looks like it is Marsden may have got the best of that start. John Moritz as well, away early. There's these young paddlers, just 14 and under, racing over 500 metres for an Australian Championships. And looks like Marsden and Moritz at this stage. Jason Ness also in the outside lane, trying to stick with them, as is Dooney.
Yeah, well, there's no lack of rating from these young lads. They are twirling those blades around, rating the house down. But yeah, it does look like Marsden in 5, just narrowly edging out Moritz from Currumbin Creek in 6.
Caden Lee in lane 3 there from Mackay, and that pink ski with the orange selector's cap. He's sticking in there as well. Looks like he's finishing strongly. Marsden also is finishing strongly. Led from start to finish.
He's lifted. The power's come on, hasn't it? Power's come on from Marsden, and he's starting to dominate. Looks like a big, strong lad too. Really moving the boat, rating up high, strong. He's leaving the rest of the field in the wake.
Yeah, Marsden's going to take this comfortably. The race will be on though for the minor placings. And it looks like Caden Lee from Mackay is going to take out second place, but it's going to be Hugo Marsden from Swan doing it easy by 4 or 5 boat lengths in the end.
Yep.
Comfortable victory. Caden Lee will take second place. Looks like Alexander Lyons from Onkaparinka will hang on for third despite a fast finishing Joel Moritz from Currumbin Creek. Moritz got out clean, just couldn't quite hang on to the pace that he set early. He'll take 4th place. Cameron Briggs from Manly Warringah will finish in 5th. As Calla Brody crosses the line, Jason Ness and then Killian Quigley. So some great racing by these young men. The men's 14 and under K1 500 final taken out there by Hugo Marsden from Swan.
Gold medal for Marsden, silver medal for Lee from Mackay, and Lyons bringing home the bronze for Onkaparinga.
And the quality just keeps on coming. The next event, the Women's Open K1 500, the B final. In lane 1 from Bayswater, Abby Major. In 2 from Manly Warringah, Chelsea Sutton. In 3, Sunshine Coast, Phoebe Wills Grace. In 4 from Bayswater, Sammy Lowry. In 5 from Queensland, Emerson Hardy. 6 from Bayswater, Jen Stanley. In 7 from the Sunshine Coast, Phoebe Woodhouse. Sarah Major from Bayswater is in lane 8. And Lani Steele from Sunshine Coast in lane 9. Sammy Lowry just missing out on that A final, so I think she would be one of the favourites in this race. Emerson Hardy as well, unlucky not to get through. So look for those two. And Phoebe Wills Grace will certainly with sticking along, as will Jen Stanley, one of 4 Bayswater paddlers in this Women's Open K1 500B final.
Yeah, I thought Jen looked quite strong in the semis, and through the heats as well. So I'll be interested to see what she can come up with in this B final. Girls are all coming in cleanly to the gates. Good even start from all the athletes. Very, very nice work from every paddler there.
Yeah, no one left behind. Hardy and Lowry out well early, as was Sarah Major, but a clean start from all the paddlers. This should be a tight one, as you would expect. It's the Open K1, the women's 500B final.
I want to see if the two Bayswater athletes in 4 and 6 can squeeze out Hardy. So can Lurie and Stanley squeeze out Hardy, or is Hardy going to take it out the whole way?
Looks like Hardy may have got the best of the start. She may just be nudging ahead of Lowry there. Not much in it. Stanley right up there as well, as is Phoebe Woodhouse. Once again, not much separating. Phoebe Wills-Grace as well across there in lane 3. But as they approach the 200 metre mark, it looks like it's going to be between Lowry and Hardy at that stage of the race. Still plenty to go.
Woodhouse not far off the mark as well. Sunshine, from Sunshine Coast. Like what she's doing. Phoebe Wills-Grace too, coming home strong.
It's going to be a tight finish. It looks like Lowry from Bayswater in that green boat, just with a nose just in front. Hardy chasing hard, as is Wills-Grace.
Lowry looks great. She's a beautiful looking paddler, just tapping that boat along nicely.
Sammy Lowry will take this out, this B final, but nothing separating second with Hardy, Wills-Grace, and also Major. It's going to be tight. Lowry will take it out. Second place will be Emerson Hardy, and it looks like it will be Wills-Grace in third. Fast finishing Major there in fourth, and then Phoebe Woodhouse in sixth. But it was Sammy Lowry from Bayswater taking out the Women's Open K1 500B final comfortably in the end. So well raced there by the West Australian.
Boat control, race 58. Boats 1, 3, 4 and 5, please. 1, 3, 4, 5.
So we move into the A final.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, Women's Open K1 500, Olympians galore, but some quality up-and-comers who have been training the house down. You know, it's probably fair to say that majority of the Olympians have had a bit of a break since Paris, so maybe not in full training or, you know, coming back slowly, while maybe a couple of others have been slowly working away and maybe showing a little bit better form at this time of the season. But let's have a look. Jasmine Raywood in the A final, going for a national championship from Currumbin Creek. Lane 2, another Currumbin Creek paddler, Claudia Bailey. Ella Beer from Avoca in 3. Natalia Drobot in 4. That's one of the up-and-comers we're talking about. Sydney Northern Beaches, Kaylee Harlan, that's where my money is. But not going to get her own way. Illawarra's Jasmine Locke in lane 6, really starting to show what she is made of. Ali Clark, another Olympian from Queensland in 7. Caitlin Webber was very quick out of the blocks, if I remember rightly, Mick, in the heats from West Lakes in 8. And Stephanie Chen, another good solid paddler from Currumbin Creek in 9.
Yeah, look, it's a really quality field, and while generally it is that 4, 5 or 6 where the winner's going to come from, you just can't discount anyone in this race to take it out this afternoon. It's such a high quality field.
There's talent everywhere. 2 Olympians from Paris, Ella Beer. As I said, she hasn't done a lot of work in the last little while, so she's got the raw speed, but back end, let's see if she can hang on or not. Ali Clark as well, Paris Olympian, quality teamboat paddler, has good speed and is tough, is a good tough surf paddler, super talented. But yeah, I'm going to be very interested. 4, 5 and 6 I think is where it's going to be.
the way pretty cleanly. Alexander Clark.
All the way pretty cleanly. Alexander Clark probably getting the best of the starts in lane 7 from Queensland. But as we mentioned, a quality field. Kaylee Harlan certainly off to a cracking start as well. Natalia Drobot right on her shoulder. Ella Beer, we know how good she can be.
Yeah, it might be the angle, but gee, I like the way lane 8 and 9 have come out. Weber and Chen looking very, very good and challenging Harlan from Sydney Northern Beaches.
Yeah, Harlan looking good. Drobot just on her shoulder as well, and just inside her. Jasmine Locke can't be discounted either. But Clark looking very good there in lane 7. Weber and Chen staying with her as well. It's a tight final. It is the Women's Open K1 500A final.
Well, I'm liking Drobot at the moment. Drobot just coming through that 200 metre mark. Very close with Chen and Weber. Drobot, Chen and Weber. Harlan's got a little bit of work to do. Harlan with some work in that pink boat. Drobot is starting to take it away. She's dominating.
Yeah, Drobot is powering. Chen still coming down on this right hand, on this outside lane as well, but it looks like it's going to be Drobot. Harlan chasing hard. As is Rayward right across there in lane 1, not to be discounted either, but it is certainly going to be Drobot will take it out by probably 2 boat lengths. Now the chase is on for the minor placings. Clark chasing hard. Harlan's there as well.
Clark is finishing real fast. So is Beer. Clark, Beer, Harlan for second spot, Clark for third. Very close finish there. Maybe fourth for Beer.
But a really dominant performance there by Natalia Drobot against a quality field to win that by 2 lengths.
I'm impressed.
An amazing effort.
Really impressed there. National championship for Natalia Drobot. Yeah, in a solid field. 2 Olympians. Kaylee Harlan coming off an injury, but still been in good form, and certainly being tested by some very, very good outside lane paddlers. The thing that I liked there was Natalia didn't have to overrate. She had power in the water. Looked really strong, and when she wanted to lift the rating, she had it there to give.
Yeah, looked very, very comfortable in taking out that Australian Championship Women's Open K1 500 metre race.
And now another final. Finals galore this afternoon. Women's under 14 K2 500 direct final. More Fairfield composite this time, with Island and Lee. Lane 4 we have Manly Warringah, Wilson and Cleary. Hunter Valley composite, the Cockle Creek composite, the Cobras. Pippa Smith and Ailey Rowe got a bronze medal in the 200. Let's see if they can hang on for the 5. Fairfield, Shen and Bassack, and Goldfield composite, McKay and Bradley. They're away cleanly and looking strong too. A couple of early leaders over there. I'd say the Hunter Valley group looking very good. Little wobble there.
And we've also got the Cobram Barooga Composite and the Avoca Men's 12 and under K2 500 in this race as well. So it's a full field, 2 races going on. The women's 14 and under K2 500 in lanes 3 to 7, and the men's 12 and under K2 500 in lanes 8 and 9.
So 2 national titles up for grabs.
That's getting double the value for money here today. Don't say paddling doesn't offer good value.
Manser and Sinclair took out the 200. Do you think they'll have the legs for the 500?
I looked at this stage against Wallace and Corrin. What a great battle these young men will have over the years if they keep paddling. The moment is Manser and Sinclair. And then in the women's 14 and under, it looks like the Fairfield crew of Shannon Bassack are setting an early pace but being chased hard. Isabel Island and Serena Lee. Island's already picked up a couple of medals today. Hope she bought a big enough bag because she might be in line for another one this morning. This is the women's 14 and under K2 500 and the men's 12 and under K2 500.
She's going to have chocolate thick shakes galore on the way home. Whatever she wants, maybe even a Big Mac.
So Mancha and Sinclair looking to have the wood over Wallace and Corrin in the men's 12 and under K2, and in the women's 14 and under K2 500. What a battle we've got here between the Fairfield crew of Shannon Bassack and the Fairfield composite of Ireland and Lee. It might be Ireland and Lee, I think, may just have it.
Ireland's looking strong. She's stroking that boat so well.
Looks like the Fairfield composite, they will take it out comfortably in the end. Ireland and Lee, so Ireland picking up another medal over Shannon Bassack. They'll get the silver medal.
We've got a race on for third. Definite race on for third. Manly Warringah and Hunter Valley. At this stage, I'm giving it to Hunter. Hunter has just got it. No, Manly Warringah.
Manly will take it.
Manly Warringah.
Just.
And the boys out here from Avoca, Leo Manser and Kai Sinclair take it out over Nixon Wallace and Jack Corrin.
So Isabel Island and Serena Lee taking out that women's 14 and under K2 500 race, and Leo Manser and Kai Sinclair, the men's 12 and under K2 500.
All right, you interested in this next race, Mick? K1 500 men's B final?
Just slightly. This should be a beauty.
You could be out there, I'd say.
I'm a seas paddler, I've decided. I'm in the seas. These Ks, it's way too hard. So in this one, it is the men's open K1 500B final, and what a beauty it will be. So Max Humphreys is in lane 1 from South Australia. Michael Dunbar from Manly Warringah in lane 2. Sam Myers from Bayswater in lane 3. Bailey Clues from Sydney Northern Beaches in 4. Aidan Carberry from West Lakes in 5. Charles Heaton Armstrong from Sydney Northern Beaches in 6. Conan Burt from Illawarra in 7. In lane 8 from Fairfield, Thomas Ladson. And in lane 9, the big fella from the Sunshine Coast, Samuel Henson Thompson.
What was his favourite meal when he was with you, Mick?
Well, probably I'd have to say spaghetti bolognese. He used to rate, my wife's not a very good cook, and he used to sit down and they would rate out of
This is live stream, you know that.
the meals that she would provide. There's an Instagram thing called Cooking with Shaz, and it's all the horrible meals that she's cooked over the years that have been highlighted. But
Shaz. All right.
He loved his tucker, Big Sam, so it'd be interesting to see how he go. He'd be disappointed not to make the A final, but enjoying his time in kayaking, and he'd be very happy to be in this B final this afternoon. He's a bit of a smoky from lane 9, but we'll see what he's got left in the tank.
He's shown some strength at the start. Just needs to finish the race off. Burke has taken his time. Even start from the boys. Very, very even. They're all ready to race. They want this. There's no mucking around. It might be a B final, but they're not racing like it.
Yeah, all the way and all giving it absolutely everything. Carberry got away well in lane 5 from West Lakes. Henson Thompson also got away early. Looks like Bailey Clues also getting off to a good start in lane 4.
Yeah, Cluesy would be disappointed he didn't make the A final, so I think he's going to want to try and do something here. But Carberry's come in with the form. Lane 5, Carberry has certainly shown the form for this B final.
Henson Thompson getting off to a good start. Heaton Armstrong as well. It's the double barrel surnames, both doing pretty well in this B final. Then across to Bailey Clues. Carberry may have just dropped off the pace a little bit. It's certainly been a cracking one. Sam Myers also trying to stay with them.
Yeah, it's Heaton Armstrong for me. Heaton Armstrong looking very, very good, leading out from Carberry and Clues with your man.
Henson Thompson coming home strong on this lane 9 here. He's the man in black as he makes his way towards the finish line. Heaton Armstrong, though, looking pretty comfortable across the Bailey Clues. This is where Carberry now tries to dig deep. He's pinned years back, trying to give it all he's got. Sam Myers as well. This is going to be tight.
I like the look of Myers coming home strong. Is he going to get over Clues? Not quite. Clues has taken this one. Clues is taking it by half a boat length over Carberry. Clues, Carberry, close for third, but I'm going to give it to Heaton Armstrong.
And Henson Thompson right on their tails as well. So a good race, the B final.
You know, I don't drink coffee. Oh, bottles of coffee. Hold on, you're back into the back there. Thank you.
If you want white,
That's all good.
find you for it.
No, that's all fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Love your work.
No,
I'm funding it, so it's good.
thank you very much.
To be honest. And honestly, having two people, it's awesome. You guys come in as well.
Yeah, Mick's okay.
And I've lost seeing
Scott's
you on
okay.
the as well.
I only said that because
I sent a photo.
I've got you on loudspeaker. So the A final.
Yeah, and look, what a lineup. Just looking at the names, if you gave me one of those names and say, yep, they'll win it. But when you look at the names lined up alongside them, this could go anyway.
And I'm really impressed to see Jake Morris make the A final. Great job, Jake. Really, really nice to see that. Has fought back strongly from GP2, where it was a bit of a non-event for him, just didn't work for him. That happens, of course. Can't win them all. And then lane 2, Luke Egger. We know he's got the speed from Canning River. Lane 3, Pierre van Westerhausen from Queensland. Jacko Collins, his Olympic teammate in 4. Tommy Green, another Olympian, bronze medal from Paris, gold medal from Tokyo in 5. Maguire Reid, serious up-and-comer from Onkaparinga, Adelaide in 6. Noah Havard, another Olympian, silver medalist, K4 in 7. Harry Torrens, awesome to see Harry in the A final in lane 7. And Alex Woodhouse, how about that? That's a name I actually wouldn't have penciled in for the A final. So well done, Alex. Well done, Charlene, to make this A final.
And it truly shows the strength of Australian paddling. If you look at another country's national championships, you look at Australia's to have that much quality and that many Olympians in the final of an Australian championships, it really does show how strong Australian paddling is. Once again, all the way very clean. It is the men's open K1 500. It is the A final.
Got a little bit of a false start.
Someone's gone early.
Couldn't see that.
No, they look pretty clean.
Yeah.
Plenty of nerves.
I'll be interested to see who that break's called on.
When we talk about Lugo, we know how quick he is off the start. He's traditionally a 200-metre paddler, stepping up to the 500.
And he's transitioning well. Really impressed to see what Luke's been doing in the last little while. But you mentioned before, Mick, about the quality of Australian paddling, and you know, it really is in our K-boats, in our kayaks. Australia is right up there in men and women, particularly men. But our women are also high quality, and we're well known to be tough and strong paddlers. You know, the Australian way. We're mean, we're killers on the water, but we're good guys and girls off the water as well, approachable. You know, like we said, anyone here in the stands can go and talk to an Olympian here or an Olympic coach, and everyone is very accessible and happy to chat. But when they get over that white line, they step over that white line, they know how to race, and they just don't give up.
Yeah.
The Australian way, which I've heard a couple of times now over the last couple of months from our leaders, high performance leaders, David Rhodes, really calling that Australian way is how we're going to do it and how we're going to continue to perform well and dominate the international market.
Yeah, and it's what we do pride ourselves on as Australians, is that fight, and these paddlers certainly are the epitome of that. Just never giving up, that attitude of just giving it everything you've got. Taking the pain.
Yeah, no pain. Don't give in. And they've got great support staff. Great support staff around them, whether it be S&C, whatever they need, they've got it.
So once again, take two, another even start, all out of the blocks quickly. Hard to separate them in this early stage.
Tommy Green, to me, looked like he had just a quarter of a boat length at the start. He nailed this one.
He's been in good form, Tom Green, in lane 5 from Queensland. In that white boat, separated by Jackson Collins and Maguire Reid, both in those green and gold boats. Noah Havard looking very strong in lane 7.
He has taken it out well, hasn't he? He's taking it out strong and challenging Tom, but Tom, to me, looks quite comfortable. Rating is within his control. He's not overrating, he's not having to work too hard, putting maximum effort, but not being blown away by anything.
Pierre van der Westhuizen also looking good, but Tom Green in control. Noah Havard right up there alongside him. Luke Egger across in lane 2, trying to stick with Pierre.
Yeah, it's Havard and Green, and over in lane 3, Pierre van Westenhausen. So I think Pierre is coming home strong. He's coming home with a wet tail, looking very, very good, but I think Green is going to take it. He's going to be challenged by Pierre, but Tommy Green, he's dominated so far this regatta. I think this is all his race by a boat length.
And Luke Egger looking very good for the bronze medal here. Tom Green's going to take it out, no problems whatsoever. Pierre van der Westhuizen, and it looks like, can Luke Egger hang on? He's gone a bit early. He might have sat back a little bit quickly, which may just have given Jackson Collins the 3rd place. I'd love to try and see it on the replay. Just looked like Luke Egger just sat back that fraction too early.
I'm gonna give it to Luke. Those white marker boys can be a bit deceptive. I think Luke will have it, but gee, I would have liked to have seen one more stroke out of him. And Jacko Collins looked very, very good for 4th. But boy, did Pierre just come home strong.
Yeah, what a great race. Just Tom Green showing all of his class there to take out the A final. Pierre van der Westhuizen in 2nd, and Luke Egger, if he's picked up the bronze, I know he would be very, very happy with that result.
Another national title to Tommy Green.
Yeah, and what a great paddle there. Noah Havard just absolutely flew down that lane 7, but Tom Green just too strong, too fast, taking out the men's Open K1 500 A final.
Great session of racing, Nick. Well called, mate.
Great session of racing, Mick. Really well called. We've got a half an hour break now, so we might put a few tunes on for the crew. What do you reckon?
I think that sounds good, and I like your playlist. It's not quite King Charles's, Scott, but it's doing pretty well.
Thank you, mate.
Now let's see if we can turn some music on.
And so we've got, did they say there's a medal ceremony?
Yeah, here, I'll tell you, we've got, he did so well.
He really got low.
That was a good race.
But that put all together. He chases
Yeah.
right. He needs to doubles with right.
Oh,
To me.
right.
Yeah, no.
So we've got Daff Bradley, and we've got the women's 12 and under, men's 14 and under, women's 14 and under, men's 12 and under.
Okay, yeah. So that'll, and then. It's turned out to be such a beautiful isn't it?
Need a presenter.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can. You're looking for a presenter?
I am looking for a presenter.
Scott said he'll come down.
Yuck. Do you know who it is?
Start with the under 14 K1. K1 500.
Okay.
Yep, Roger.
Would you mind telling them
Oh, so
under 14 K1 500?
In 3 minutes. And what was that under 14 K1? Do they put the results up for the?
Yeah. So if you want to have a look,
Luke actually got third on that.
if you want to have a look, go on to your phone.
on the Paddle Review.
Yeah, Paddle Australia. Yeah, and then you'll just go sprint and then regattas. Oh, yeah, you've got it. So regatta calendar. Oh no, are you on to that? Yeah. So you want to do live results. Go back to regatta calendar. Yep.
It's not displaying on the screen.
Sorry.
What's the girl? Do you know who came first?
X-ray all clear.
Yep.
Do you want to let it go? Yeah.
So Hugo Marsden. So it's a men's under 14 K1.
Yeah.
Good. Yep.
Presentation to announce that we are ready to hand out the medals if we can get a presenter here, please.
Can
So,
they be the
did you want us to ask for a presenter?
Yes, it's
Anyone in particular?
just to organise it, I think.
Grab. Who we got? Who can I see? They're just going to have to do it themselves, so we'll call it out.
Yeah, because I don't know who else is going to.
Yeah. No, we'll just want to tell her to. We'll call it out.
Mark Bulmer, while you're walking there, maybe one of those open competitors could do the presentations while they're still with their boat. Boat control
Oh yeah, Luke did get it.
There you go.
Geez, not by much.
What was the time?
1:43:20. 1:43:21. Collins was 1:43:26. Yes, that is. Well, he'll be back to that. He'll be really happy with that. And he should have. I think he's very confident. Yeah. That's all good. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Where's Ali? Come on, guys. Here she comes. Oh.
Waiting patiently, thank you.
She just do it. Yeah. There'll be someone around.
For me to look at that. Hey, Taria. What do you reckon? We just get it going.
I reckon, but yeah, someone has to come in to present. Someone fairly known, I think. Mr. Wallace is here to hand out the medals. Who are you?
I'm John.
John.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean. Sean John is here to hand out the medals. So go ahead, let's start. Did you guys get that?
All right, we're underway now for medal presentation for the men's 14 and under K1 500, presented by dual Olympian Jean van Westerhausen. So in third place, we have from Onkaparinga Canoe Club, Alexander Lyons. Third place, Onkaparinga Canoe Club, Alexander Lyons. Second place, from Mackay Paddlers Society, Caden Lee. And in first place, from Swan Canoe Club, Hugo Marsden.
Presentations for now, so we're going to do the grade 50, which is the girls under 14 500. It's the one girl.
Can I have that? Will I be able to have that for you? It's already on there.
It's the last two races of the day, so it's this one here, 81
Oh, yep, 81,
and
82.
82.
And next up on the dais, we have the women's 12 and under K1 500.
So it's Hugo, Isabel,
Bill, Pippa,
Pippa, Daphne, Jason,
Hugo,
yeah,
Audrey,
yeah,
Kate,
And in first place,
on that one.
from Goldfield Paddlers, Daphne Bradley.
And then on this one, it'll be
Gold medal presented by dual Olympian Pierre van Westhausen.
Tom,
Elaine.
Len,
Okay, next one, under
Lily,
14 girls, K2.
Joel.
Thank you, 500.
Emma. Yeah, and they all need to meet. Sorry.
And that's at boat shed 6.
Boat shed 6 at 4:30, please.
And so do I call out
Yeah, they can call
who
it
they're
their
paddling
name.
with?
You can if you want to, or you can just say, right, all these are our athletes in the special K2.
And next on the dais, the women's
And then
14 and under K2 500. In third place, from Manly Warringah Kayak Club, Olivia Wilson and Zara Cleary. In second place, from Fairfield Canoe Club, Catherine Shen and Evla Bassick. And in first place, from Fairfield Canoe Club and Mackay Paddlers Society, Isabel Ireland and Serena Lee.
Race 61. Race 61.
And next up on the dais, we have the men's 12 and under K2 500. In second place, from Cobram Barunga and Currumbin Creek, we have Nixon Wallace and Jack Corrin. And in first place, from Avoca Kayak Club, Leo Manser and Kai Sinclair. Well done, boys. Good paddling. And a big thanks to Jean van Westerhausen, dual Olympian, for presenting the medals in this section.